Alright guys, how you doing? It's your good buddy Tortuga coming at you once again with another video right here on Everybody Loves El Tortuga and Friends. That's right, we're going to be doing Mandela 31 events that prove the Mandela Effect is real. I know it's been a while, 4 months, since I last spoke to you, my good friends. So if you want, so we're going to be doing shoutouts, and they're going to be at the end of the video. So I'm going to leave a timestamp. I'm going to leave a timestamp to that in the drop down if you want to go check that out. But right now we're going to get straight into this shit and see what people are saying about the Mandela Effect. I have no drink. Where is my drink? I need to do burps. Alright, there you go. No editing, so you get the hear me drink, and let's get. Oh yeah, it's good. Oh, that was lame. Oh yeah, it's a good way to start the video. Straight into this bitch. No faffing about, no faffing, no fucking around. Just straight into this video, no preamble, not padding it out at all at the beginning here. Maybe I should count to 10 before we start. 1, 2, 3, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go! Right. By Purushottam Kri. It's in uncategorized. It was written May the 26th, 2017. 17 minutes read. And you can add a comment. Fucking beautiful. Right. Introduction. In recent years, a psychological phenomenon known as the Mandela Effect has gained a lot of attention on the internet. The Mandela Effect is categorized by those instances where several people claim to remember something that never happened. What? The origin of this phenomenon stems from several people claiming to remember. I fucking remember this. I remember this. Nelson Mandela dying in the 1980s. I remember that shit, man. I remember fucking Nelson Mandela dying, and when they released him, I thought, good for him, man. He's not dead. I remember thinking that. I remember thinking that at the time, thinking, I thought he died. Before I even knew what the Mandela Effect was, motherfucker. I remember. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those motherfucking people, y'all. When in fact he died in December of 2013. Also, while many psychologists attribute these occurrences to mental malfunctions, I got them mental malfunctions, man. It's going on in my head, like, get it? Confabulation, cryptomnesia, misattributions of memory. That's what it is, misattributions of memory. Mostly coming from the Simpsons, by the way, guys. Almost all the Mandela effects stem from Simpsons episodes where they're taking the piss and they're altering things. And cognitive dissonance. I got the fucking cognitive dissonance, man. Fiona Broom disagrees. Fiona Broom, the person that coined the term Mandela Effect, believes that alternate realities clashing with one another are the driving force behind this phenomenon. In this, right, drinking game, guys, drinking game. Go back to the start of the video. Every time I say the word phenomenon, take a fucking drink. Oh, that was a good one. That was that was content. Oh yeah, that was a good burp. That was good content. In this article, I'm going to give you 31 pieces of silver of evidence that prove we'll all become pirates. That prove Broom's theory is 100% correct. I don't think you will, actually. Okay, but never mind. I'm not watching videos, so fuck you, Terence McKenna. Time wave zero theory. Alright, let's get down here. Have a look at this. According to former author Terence McKenna, time is constantly progressing. No evidence, right? Time is constantly progressing towards a condensed reality. Unless you believe in imaginary time, then that's bollocks. This means that all possible outcomes packed into one singular outcome. Evidence of this type of time glitch has, has been heavily documented by a wide array of individuals. For example, several people have experienced moments where an unaccounted segment of time has interfered with their daily lives or normal routine. What does that mean? Unaccounted segment of time. Please explain. This abnormal lapse in time. What, like unaccounted segment? What you mean? They black out for a minute from all the drugs they're taking, from all the marijuana cigarettes that they're smoking. Yeah. Oh man, I fucking lost time, man. That's what he's talking about. Lost time, right? You just lose yourself. Everybody loses time. Fuck, that's nothing. That's nothing. This abnormal lapse in time could be used to explain many of the Mandela Effect cases. How? 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 Explain. Don't just say things. How? How does it? How does it explain? I could. Yeah, I believe that for an absolute fact. How? How and why? Please explain. But no, there's no explanation. That's it. That's the end of the number one. No explanation at all. Accelerated rate of time. Okay. Several individuals throughout the world claim to feel the rate of time accelerating from their marijuana cigarettes. They're smoking the marijuana cigarettes and then they're feeling time dilation from the marijuana cigarettes. Former researcher, marijuana cigarettes is also a word. You should go back again right to the start and watch it again. Every time I say marijuana cigarette, take a drink as part of the game now. For this common feeling that time is moving faster than normal. Lungold hypothesized, that's in the video now, there's no editing, I fucked up, that accelerated rate of time was due to production and creation happening at a faster pace than ever before. Explain how, with more events occurring in lesser time. It can create situations where the fast rate of time causes certain individuals to miss specific events in a timeline, which produces the Mandela Effect. How? Please explain why and how this happens. Don't just say things. Don't just say things. Please explain. The many worlds theory. Ooh. Physicist whoever it is, a fucking boss, yo. Created, but the many, he's also the father of Mr. E from the Eels. Wow, facts coming thick and fast here. Created the many worlds theory in year 1957. According to the many worlds theory, all alternative realities exist in their own separate world. All alternative realities exist in their own separate world. He never actually coined that term, by the way, and he never actually said any. Whoever had never said that. He done the math proof for other people have taken his math proof and done like hypothetical theorization on it, and say he never actually coined the term multiple worlds or many worlds. So I don't know why they're attributing that to him by you, but they are. But he did the math proof. He sort of come up with the math that other people have taken, and theorized on, but all alternative realities exist in their own separate world. This means that a variation of what we are experiencing in this current reality could be happening in an entirely different reality. This gives credence to the Mandela. Oh, absolutely, definitely, absolutely. How are they? You're talking about quantum breaks, right? Quantum breaks don't come from choice, by the way. You should read up on quantum breaks. How these realities are separated by vast distances. How are they interacting with each other? They're not actually layered, unless you're talking about secular time, which whoever it also talked about. That's not many worlds. Okay, that's not many worlds. If you're talking about secular time, then time layers are built up on each other, but they can't interact with each other because they don't exist at the same point in time, right? But if you're talking about many worlds theory, then the different worlds are separated by vast distances. So how are they interacting with each other? You're slipping in and out of them. Are you? How? Explain. Go into detail. Please go into detail. This gives credence to the Mandela Effect theory because individuals being placed in an alternate universe could explain why they have memories that are perceived as false in our current reality. But how are they slipping into the alternate realities? How does that work? Please explain. Please go into details. Out of place artifacts. Did I do a video about this already? Did I upload that video? I think I've done a video about this. I can't remember if I uploaded it or not. Archaeologists have accounted for several artifacts. Oh my god, what are we on? We're on 4, man. This is going to be part 1 of 3. There's 31. I don't know if I'm going to get through this. Archaeologists have accounted for several artifacts throughout the history that seem to be out of place. There have been several instances where an archaeologist can't exactly determine the origins of a particular artifact. For example, in the year 1936, a hammer was found inside a rock. I'll have to do some research on that. I don't believe that for a second. It was found inside of a rock. Okay, I've definitely read about this. About stuff being found inside rocks, and it's nonsense. Spark plugs. Have you ever read about the spark plugs being found inside of a rock? And it turns out they weren't. They were just on the site, and they were modern. I've definitely read about this. Inside a rock that was over 400 million years of bollocks. Bollocks! Don't believe it for a second. Yeah, do your research on this. I bet you £1,000,000 it turns out to be bollocks. The only problem is human civilization has only been on Earth for 200,000 years. So how can a man-made object be traced back to a time period before mankind's existence? The fact that there are artifacts that appear to be from a time period where they couldn't possibly have existed adds credibility. I've debunked this. I'm sure I've done. Yeah, no, that is bollocks. No way, absolutely not. Unexplained stories. Maybe time travel. Maybe that would explain time travel if it was real. But Mandela Effect, bollocks. Unexplained stories. People are just mad and they make stuff up. In July of 2008, Lorena Garcia awakened with a weird feeling of being out of time and space. Place. She did not recognize her surroundings, family, friends, or anything else. Moreover, Lorena Garcia firmly believes that the reason for her unexplained and bizarre experience is she somehow got caught in an alternative reality. Full stop. In addition, there have been several other stories by individuals claiming to have awakened in different realities. Madman. Madman indeed. These stories provide strong, they don't provide any evidence, never mind strong evidence, that supports the theory of the Mandela Effect. No, it doesn't. Deja vu phenomenon. What is deja vu? Deja vu phenomenon. Nearly everyone in the world has experienced the feeling of already living through a present situation. This phenomenon is called deja vu. Deja vu. It's a glitch in the matrix. That's what deja vu is. In most cases, this instance where people think they are reliving a moment in time are perceived as a form of cryptomnesia. Cryptomnesia. I've never heard that pronounced before, so I might be pronouncing that wrong. Cryptomnesia occurs when an individual views forgotten memories that return to their brain as new. But this doesn't explain the many forms of deja vu people experience on a daily basis. First, there have been several reported cases of people having memories that can be attributed to alternative versions of themselves from parallel universes. It's the brain turning off for like a millisecond, right? That's what deja vu is. It's the brain has to sleep for just an absolute second, because we never in an on-off. We don't exist in an on-off state. We're in a constant on state, and the brain needs to shut down for like a split millisecond. Then it turns itself back on, sending two signals at the same time. That's what deja vu is, right? Or I might be wrong. I might be wrong. If you know what deja vu is, please leave a comment below and tell me why I'm a dumbass. Remembering the history of your life differently from what it actually is. These examples all lend credibility to paranormal investigators. Oh, no, it doesn't, though. Author, blogger, and creator of the Mandela Effect concept, Fiona Broome's theory of multiple realities clashing with one another to create glitches in time. Explain how and why. No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. The dream world. Oh, God, now we're Lynchian. Now we're going into the world of Lynch, baby. Everything is a dream, for we are the dreamer who dreams and lives inside the dream. Despite all the advancements humans have made in science, I'm already bored of this. I don't know about you guys, but I'm fucking bored already. In science and technology, the human consciousness to this day largely remains a mystery. Scientists and psychologists still don't know whether dreams are a random collection of thoughts and imagination or gateway to an alternative universe. First of all, what? Scientists and psychologists still don't know whether dreams are a random collection of thoughts and imagination or gateway to an alternative universe. What scientists don't know that? What scientists? Oh, it could be. It could be a gateway to the esoteric twilight zone where alternative universes intercept and collide. Shut up. This level of uncertainty leaves doors open for several mind-blowing possibilities. Sleep could give us a brief peek inside multiple worlds. No, they don't. They don't. The plausible scenario. How? Explain why again. Jesus Christ. Of our dreams being some type of alternative universe gives credibility to the man. It doesn't. The Torrid mystery. The man from the Torrid zone. In the year 1954, a mysterious man entered the Tokyo airport with a passport from a country never heard of. The country's name was Torrid. After being held up by airport officials who were under the assumption that he was in possession of false documents, the man presented bank statements and other documents to prove he wasn't lying. He couldn't have faked those as well. No, that was real. Because in 1954, I mean, we were so up to date on fucking finding counterfeits and fakes out. It was so good. He was then released to an hotel and never seen again. This incident is proof that the Mandela Effect is country that none of the custom officials were familiar with. This man being from an alternative reality. That's it. That's absolutely it. It makes more sense that he's from a parallel universe, not that he faked his documentation. Not that it was a prank. The paranormal realm. The existence of ghosts and spirits is backed up by an abundance of evidence. Television shows, movie stories, and eyewitness accounts have all but confirmed the presence of a spirit world. That current reality. No, it hasn't. The most logical... no. How? Again, explain why and how. Assumption you can make from this is that these spirits enter our world from an alternative universe. What? How? What? That doesn't even make sense. What? How? What? They'd be real, wouldn't they, if they're coming from an alternative... What? No. That doesn't even make sense. It's like that episode of... what was that fucking show called? Fringe. Where the old man and the old woman were seeing alternate versions of their dead spouses. Is that what he's talking about? Maybe? I don't know. Overall, supernatural activity. How do you explain then ghosts that are on like people claim are on a pattern, on a secular pattern, and they repeat the same actions over and over and over again? How do you explain that then? How does this explain that? It doesn't. Overall, it isn't happening, obviously, but it wouldn't explain it. Overall, supernatural activity provides solid evidence the Mandela Effect is real. It doesn't provide any type of evidence, never mind solid evidence. Ghosts in and of itself, there's no evidence for ghosts. There's no evidence. You do understand what evidence means, right? No, he doesn't, obviously. Mandela Effect is real, and we are living in a world where realities clash with one another. It doesn't. It doesn't. Personal experiences aren't evidence at all. They're just not. Are we only on 11? There's 31 of these dimensions. The string theory hypothesizes that there are as many as 11 dimensions in our universe. What is contained inside these dimensions is unknown at the moment, but a further human exploration into these diversive dimensions can lead to the discovery of alternative and parallel universes. The existence of several dimensions opens the door for multiple realities, clustering, blah, 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 blah. It's just repeating itself over and over again. Superposition. Oh, God, no. Schrodinger's cat. Are you fucking kidding me? The same concept of superposition could be applied to the world as a whole and can be used to explain the several unexplained Mandela Effect cases. Quantum physicists define superposition as electrons and protons' ability to exist in several different states at the same time. Yeah, but that's because they're on the macro. We're on the macro scale. They're on the micro scale, right? And time. They operate in the same as we do. It's just on viewing them, because they're on the micro scale, we view time differently. Time ceases to exist to our perception. On the micro scale. That's not, no. Large Hadron Collider, no. Created by CERN, which is a European nuclear research program. The Large Hadron Collider is the biggest machine in the world today. Furthermore, the purpose of this machine is to give scientists a better understanding of the functions that control the universe. It's to look for the God particle, right? Different particles is to study particles. Researchers use Large Hadron Collider to calculate the time it takes for particles to materialize in various dimensions and forms of existence. This machine confirms the fact that substances can appear in different realities, travel through different quantum realities, different quantum zones. I don't know. Multiverse theory. Didn't we have the multiverse already? What? We had multiverse, multiple worlds. We've done this one. He's just repeating himself. According to scientists that support the multiverse theory, the rapid growth of the universe has facilitated energy particles to move at a much faster rate as a result. New universes are created. Many well-respected astrophysicists and cosmologists support this theory due to the overwhelming amount of evidence that backs this theory up. The fact that universe has expanded so quickly over time accelerates. That doesn't even make sense. The talkative time traveler. In a 90 with a woman with a mobile phone, right? Yeah, no. In a 1928 film called The Circus, a woman is seen on camera walking while talking on a cell phone. Now, I've seen this before, and this was debunked, right? I can't remember how this was debunked, but if you just do a Google search on it, it's debunked. Infinite number of universes. Oh, it's the same one again! Multiple worlds! It's 3 times now. The daughter universes. The universe one cat, the multiverse many cats in many dimensions. Matrix shit again. According to quantum mechanics, the whole universe is dictated by probabilities and alternate outcomes. Also, the mathematical equation backing up this belief indicates that there are several different outcomes of our lives playing out in their own individual universes. It's the same one again, it's multiple worlds. It's just multiple worlds again. He's just repeating himself. CD case in the 1800s. Yeah, no, that's nonsense. It's not a fucking CD. It's just a box and they're pulling stuff out. How can you see? You can't even see anything. It's grainy as shit. Looks like a painting. Well, that could be anything. That could be a car. You could say a CD case. You could say that was a fucking floppy disk case. Oh look, he's taking floppy disks out. Oh look, he's got a birthday card. I mean, fuck off. A CD case. It's not even a case. It's a box. Alright, skipping that one. The mathematical universe. Oh, it's just multiple worlds again. Scientists utilize mathematics to get a better understanding of the universe we live in. All mathematical forms and structures can be present in individual universes. It's just multiple worlds again. Celebrity time travelers, nonsense. It's just genetics. People look the same on Photoshop and all that kind of shit. Debunked. 21 encounters with the past. After crossing a bridge, the pair reached the garden in front of the palace and mobily noticed a lady sketched on the grass. On August 10th, 1901, at the Palace of Versailles in France. Versailles, am I saying that right? In France, two women reported seeing some historical figures from the French Revolution, like Marie Antoinette and a few other. She was mad, okay? She was just mad. Debunked. Several accounts of confirming the same story. Glitch in the matrix. A critical part of these Mandela Effect cases is the fact that several people who don't know each other share the same memories of things that didn't occur in our current reality. That's because we're all watching the same TV programs, you fucking idiot. Most of them come from the fucking Simpsons, right? It's nonsense. It's lies. Shut up. That's debunked. Triggered. Double slit experiment. Now this is real. The double slit experiment is real. Future events can affect past events. Now this is real. This is observable. You can actually see this. The double slit experiment confirms the fact that things can indeed exist in multiple realities. It doesn't do that. It doesn't prove that at all. It proves that future events can affect past events. That's what it proves. That's what the double slit experiment proves. It doesn't prove multiple realities. It just proves that future events can affect past events. Shot through an object that has two slits. See how these would affect the wall behind the object. In the end, the experiment resulted in a pattern that looked similar to a wave on the wall, instead of two marks resembling the slits from the object. After this observation, scientists came to the conclusion that particles were existing in multiple realities. No, that's wrong. That's not what happens. The particles can know whether or not you're going to drop down the double slit. Right? You've got one slit or two slits. You got two, and they know, and they prepare themselves and shoot through even before you drop the slit. But they don't do it if you don't drop the slit. It proves that future events can affect past events. It has nothing to do with multiple realities at all. That's nonsense. It's interesting though. I'd go read up on that if I were you. When the universe, what's this one now? Cold spots. When the universe materialized several billion years ago, the cold spot was produced. The cold spot is a segment of the universe that is exactly 0.00027 degrees cooler than its surroundings. Scientists believe this cold spot stems from our universe clashing with an alternate universe. This is strong proof that the Mandela Effect is real, and it's not. Mystery in the dead. How is it? How? Explain why. How is this strong proof? It doesn't. It doesn't. It just proves that there's a cold spot in the universe. It doesn't prove multiple realities. They're using the same pictures. Ah! After taking a wrong turn while driving in the desert, four young women entered an unfamiliar territory. This place contained... They're just lying. They're just lying. Illegible writing, large buildings, and extremely tall beings that did not look human. While in the process of driving away from this scary environment, they realized four egg-shaped vehicles were following behind them. Scared for their lives, the four women sped up and ended up right back where they started in the desert. This is another case of our current reality clashing with an alternate reality. Moreover, this event is another piece of evidence. Not evidence! That validates Fiona Broom's Mandela Effect theory. It's not evidence of nothing. There's not evidence. You don't understand what evidence is. They just made it up. Obvious answer to that is they made it up. They lied. It's a lie. Oh, it's Chinese whispers, and they got, twisted and changed as the story passed from one person to another. The Green Children of Woolpit. During the 12th century, a truly strange and bizarre incident occurred in a village in England. Two kids who were brother and sister and had green skin appeared out of... No, it didn't. That's just lies. Portal to a parallel dimension. I'm not even bothering with that one. Two green children turned up in the 12th century and went beep, boop, beep. Portal to a parallel dimension. There isn't one. While camping near Stone Forest, a group of friends encountered a cabinet The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, that had people dressed in clothes from the 17th century inside of it. How many people can you fit into a cabinet? I don't know. When one of the individuals attempted to enter the cabinet, part of her body became paralyzed. After being pulled away from the cabinet by a friend, the reason for this was believed to be because the cabinet was a gateway into a different Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which caused the woman's body to go through a process of shock once pulled out. This occurrence is another example in a long line of it, and there's no evidence there. Man from Mysterious World. Oh God. An unknown man mysteriously appears in a village and was eventually detained by authorities. While being questioned, he claimed he was looking for his brother that got lost in a ship accident, and that he was from a place called Sakria. In addition, he provided detailed information regarding the specific location of this unknown country, but failed to clearly explain the path his ship took while on shore. He was lying! He was a madman who was lying. In the end, the mysterious man relocated to Berlin in German, and became a focal point of discussion in the scientific community at the time. This incident is more evidence that the creator of the Mandela Effect theory was absolutely correct. No, it's not. Teleporting vehicle. Space warp. Pedro Olivia Ramirez entered a strange place. After making a turn around a curve, he somehow ended on a highway, the lost highway, Lynchion, that contains 6 lanes. In addition, while analysing his surroundings, he realised nothing around was familiar. Ramirez saw large houses. What has any of this got to do with the fucking Mandela Effect? The Beatle Effect. John Lennon alive. The year is 2009. The place is Livermore in California, and the man is James Richard. On one particular day, Richard claimed to have stopped his car on the side of the road to let his dog pee, but the dog ended up spotting and chasing down a rabbit. While in the action of trying to catch his dog, he fell down the rabbit hole and entered Wonderland, and the impact knocked him out cold. When Ramirez regains consciousness, he was in the presence of a man that claimed to work for an organization that travels to different dimensions. Richard and the man eventually struck up a conversation about the legendary group The Beatles, and the man from a different dimension revealed that the Beatles were still alive and doing music together in his reality. The dimension-traveling man gave Richards a never-before-heard music cassette tape by the Beatles entitled Everyday Chemist. Well, obviously this guy is lying. If he's trying to sell this cassette tape, right, then he's lying. He's just made it. Him and his mates made it. They tried to sound like the Beatles as best they could. And he's trying to con people. It's a con, okay? That is obviously ridiculously nonsense. When Richard got back to his dimension... the traveling man traveled into our dimension, right? How did Richard get back to our dimension? How did that happen then? He created a site on the internet called theBeatlesNeverBrokeUp.com and put songs from this cassette tape on the website. Moreover, James Richards' story of entering a new dimension... Yeah, he's fake. It's fake. He's trying to con people. Firmly intact and creating new music corroborates the real-life existence of the Mandela Effect. No, it doesn't. Dimension of Darkness. While driving through San Bernardino in the state of California, Carol Chase decided she wanted to visit a town called Riverside. Wait, Riverside? That's that American comic book, isn't it? I've never read it. What's it called? The Archie. Right? They're from Riverside, right? Is that a real thing? Somebody tell me who lives in California if Riverside is a real place. Since that is where she and her family originated from. After turning where the street sign said Riverside, she couldn't identify where her childhood home was located. In addition, after driving further down the street, she found out her grandmother's house looked completely different. Well, yeah, maybe they painted it. Maybe they knocked your house down. I was talking to my father the other day about how his father, my grandfather's house, was knocked down in the 70s, and how gutted he was and disappointed because he loved that house. Next chase attempt. Things change. Infrastructure changes. I'm sorry, it does. Next, Chase attempted to visit the grave sites of both her grandparents, but the cemetery had been replaced with extremely tall weed plants and was contained inside a metal fence. While in complete shock, or was she just in the wrong place? She had just witnessed Chase continued all lying to drive around her old childhood town and discovered that the whole town looked like a complete mess with trash and graffiti. It's fucking Back to the Future. It's Back to the Future where they go back into the alternate reality, right? And Biff was taken over. Is it Biff? Is that his name? Biff was taken over. You fucking dumbass. Prevalent everywhere you turn. The people within the city also gave her a bad vibe, so she just left. Carol Chase would eventually return back to Riverside because her father, who had died, was going to be buried there. But this time, the town of Riverside looked like how it did when she was a child. She was just she was just in the wrong place, or lying. This odd experience prompted Carol Chase to come to the conclusion that her first trip back to Riverside was an alternate. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? Why, that is the most obvious outcome that you can come to, the obvious conclusion that you can come to is that Riverside was an alternate reality, just like out of Back to the Motherfucking Future. This is another strong piece of evidence the Mandela Effect is in fact real. No, it's not! No, it's not! Ah, God. Ah, God! Ah, my brain! Hey there. I am the website admin. Feel free to contact me through this contact page or through the comment section. I would like to see some comments. Has nobody commented on this? No, because it's fucking dumb. Oh, well, I just read out all that nonsense to you, and that's the end of the video, I guess. But before we have the end of the video, let's do a little shout-out. Alright, so we've got shout-out for Ali21, Majestic Clean, Bald Eagle, Stays, the Original Fortune for Shooters Channel, who's that? Denny, Julina, Jime, Henry Trollins, Seth. Is that it? Is that all the shoutouts? Alright, and my good friend Trevor Vision. He gets a shout out too. So yeah, if you want a shout out in the next video, which will come in like 4 or 5 months from now, leave a comment and tell me why I'm wrong and why you think you are right. Or tell me why I'm right and tell me why the Mandela Effect is a lot of old nonsense. If you, either way, even hate comments, just call me a cuck, call me a cunt, it's fine. You get a shout out too. Wow, that's amazing, brilliant. Everybody gets a shout out right here on Everybody Loves El Tortuga and Friends, because right here on Everybody Loves El Tortuga and Friends, we are shout out mad. So yeah, leave a comment and I will see you. I'll see you people later, I guess. 4 months. I'll see you again in 4 months. Alright, goodbye guys. Goodbye. I love you all.
In another dimension, with voyeuristic intention, well secluded, I see all.
With a bit of a mind flip,
You're into the time slip.
and nothing can ever be the same.
You're spaced out on sensation.
Like you're under